Extending what?
During the whole title. I just did. We lost. All right.
Extending what?
Um,
All right, we live. We live. Oh man, somebody coming here laughing. See y'all round one. All right, days beats. All right. Listen, laugh now, cry later, right? We'll see y'all game one probably. We here, man. The uncensored Philly sports podcast. Let them laugh. Listen, let the Toronto fans laugh. Let them have fun. Let them enjoy this. Sixers lost to the Toronto Raptors 119-114. In Toronto, as we know, no Matisse Thybulle tonight. That hurt us on the defensive end. It looks like it hurt us on the defensive end. Gary Trent Jr. went crazy with 30. Siakam had 37, triple-double, 37, 12, 11. So it was just, we couldn't stop them. Toronto did what they want. They played great defense on us. So far, they lead the series this year 3-1. Looks like a bad matchup, right? We don't know. We'll get into the game. Sixers was a hot early. Tried to make a valiant comeback with Maxey and Embiid, but we fell short 114-119. Another night with James Harden did not play well, even though he had 13, but he had 13 assists. Let me get this right. Hold on. 15 assists, 13 points, but he was 3 for 12 shooting, 3 turnovers. Joel Embiid, 5 turnovers with 30 points. Toronto looks like a bad matchup, fellas. Everybody out there on a uncensored Philly sports chat, look like a bad matchup. Oh, listen, while y'all here laughing, like, subscribe, support the channel, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. What we here, man, we're going to talk about it for a little bit. Tim, what you got?
I told y'all it was a bad matchup. I've been screaming this for the longest. I said we don't match up against them because they're too long, and not only that, our players don't match their energy. They are high energy type players. They got high energy players, and we don't. We got Tobias who gets off against real scrub teams, against everybody who's soft. He gets off and had these wonderful games, but every time he got to play against real contenders, he shrinks every single time. I mean, what did he finish with? 8 points? Tobias, it was useless.
Terrible. He was missing layups and everything.
Harden probably would have had 20 assists, but he was missing layups.
Harden was too. Harden played terrible too. Don't let him off the hook.
Oh no, Harden. If you notice, I titled the video "No Extension for Harden." You can't extend him. You can't extend him.
That's the title.
Yes, no extension for Harden. How can you possibly extend him? Crazy thing is, now it's kind of funny looking back. Last year we had an opportunity to get the boy from Toronto, their point guard, Kyle Lowry. I mean, because he gives you the assists. We could still get the same assists that James Harden gives us, and it would have cost us was Matisse Thybulle. I mean, this game was.
Did we miss Matisse Thybulle tonight? Would he have made a difference?
I don't think so, because was he going to stop Siakam? Because he wasn't going to stick Siakam. Siakam was killing us. We got killed by him.
He could have stuck Gary Trent Jr. better, because nobody else could stick him. Hard could stick him. Danny Green could stick him. Nobody could stick him. Even though Danny Green did have a very good night. Very good night offensively.
I'm telling you.
Defense, we couldn't guard nobody.
What killed us was offensive rebounding. I was looking at a stat. In the first quarter, they killed us. We had no offensive rebounds. They had 7. And then we got it together in the second and third quarters. But in the fourth quarter, they killed us again on the boards. And it was Tobias Harris. He couldn't match the energy of all them boys up there. It was a terrible display of rebounding. I did like seeing Paul Reed in the game. That was a good thing. I thought he had some positive minutes out there.
I think he did too. They killed him. I know his plus minus was like a -18. But I know when he came in the game, he had like a turnover, and he had like two back-to-back bad plays. But see, I blame Doc for that because but he has some good plays too on the other side. But you can't just you got to get a guy time to warm up to get used to playing these NBA games. You throw him in once every 30 games and think he's really going to explode. That's a lot of pressure on somebody. He has to get in, get acclimated, used to getting in, used to playing, not nervous about playing, not nervous about getting yanked. Just let the guy play.
Yeah.
And he never got that this whole year. So this year kind of was a waste for Paul Reed to make.
Yeah,
Why
he
you
should
even
have
bring
been
the
in
guy
there.
back? He should have been in earlier. He should have been getting minutes earlier. You should have been getting him acclimated because you're going to need guys like this down the stretch, or you could use guys like this,
Yeah,
especially playing against Toronto. They're a good rebounding team. Paul Reed had like 11 minutes, 5 rebounds.
yeah. He had some positive. He needs to stay in the rotation. At least the last two. We got the last 2 games.
He won't stay in the rotation.
I mean, here's the thing. If we won, if we win,
shout out to my wife. She talking about Ethan, you my friend. She in the chat. That's what I'm talking about.
We played ourselves because we had a chance to not to play this team in the first round of playoffs. Because it's going to hurt. If we play this team, we don't get games 3 and 4. We won't have Thibault because he can't enter. And that's another thing. He decided not to take the shot. So I'm not totally upset with him. That's a personal decision. But man, that hurts. Because that
Miss Ephraim and Wayne, I know Ephraim in the chat. I seen him. He was out doing something. Miss good looking out on the super chat. Wayne, Ephraim, they dispatched Toronto like they were non-factors. And that's a big reason why Wayne isn't here tonight. He didn't want to hear y'all ripping. He's running. He's hiding. He's in mourning.
Yep.
He was in the chat talking about y'all was right. Y'all was right about Toronto. Now he's scared.
Wayne was coming at me so hard. Talking about what you scared of? Any team that's going to go up against Embiid, he going to wear him down. I'm like, Embiid had 5 turnovers again. Every time we played good teams, Embiid started throwing the ball. Everybody was yelling at me because I was calling out. This is what happens.
But I'm going to tell y'all, do you know why? I'm going to tell you why Toronto gives us a problem. Because with the picks, they can switch everything and it doesn't matter. Exactly. You know how when another team switches and you get a bad switch, you get a bad player like Harden. Remember, who was he playing when he kept switching on marketing? Or he kept switching on. What team was that? He's just playing Cleveland. He kept switching on marketing, abusing him, getting hand ones. Every time he got a switch, it was another long defender.
Yeah, everybody's 6'8", 6'9". It don't matter. and they
don't, right. Yes, they can all switch with Embiid and play Embiid, so it didn't matter who switched. You wasn't getting a bad matchup. You just had to play ball. But the one who was getting a bad matchup,
we need more Africans.
They got them all.
They got them all. They got like 4 or 5 of them bulls, and Embiid is going to
get. They play. They long. They jump. Athletic. And they gave Embiid problems. But Maxey though, Maxey was a light in a dark room. We have to find out how to give him more shots.
Did you notice he was cooking? Like towards the end, he started cooking. And they kind of went away from him. I would have kept riding the hot hand, and they didn't do that. Like he hit like 3 buckets in a row, and then it's almost like, okay, you studied the ship. Let us start working now. You got to keep feeding Maxey, and Maxey, you got to keep taking those shots. You got to take them. Nobody else wanted to take them.
Yeah, they didn't. But Harden can't take them because he wasn't getting the calls. He just doesn't look good. And Siakam look like he's in playoff mode. And Harden looks like he's going to take the rest of the year off mode.
Yeah, he's like in retirement mode. That was So are you extending them?
This is going to be a tough decision for Morey.
But he
that Halliburton Hill trade is looking better
every single game.
He's looking better. I mean, everybody, but he had 13 assists. I can't say I don't care about the assists because yes, he had 13 assists.
Yeah, 15 assists.
15 assists, but he's not giving you nothing on the defensive end. and he's not giving you nothing on the sheet. You're on the shooting end. Now, at least I don't want to. I hate to bring up Ben Simmons, but at least Ben Simmons was giving you defense and rebounds.
Yeah.
He was giving you good D. He's not great, but he was giving you good defense and rebound. Harden, I hate to say it feels like a downgrade because what he's supposed to give you, he's not giving you at all.
I know.
And he's not giving you anything on the defensive end. They was cooking him. He's slow to get back, turn the ball over at a high rate. They turn it over in the fourth quarter. Scotty Barnes had a fast break dunk. It was just looks bad all around. It's bad all around.
I don't. There's no mid-range game for Harden at all. I mean, there's a non-existent mid-range game. It's either you're gonna try to go to the hole and get an 8 or a step back 3 that's keep missing. He's frustrating. Then you look at it, but he got 15 assists.
Listen, but this is not we talked about this last week. This is not the Harden we expected. Y'all can scream how y'all want. He's the same Harden from the Nets. This is not the Harden we expected. This is not the Harden we wanted. Did these guys do their homework? Was Morey so starstruck that he just said, you know what, I don't care what's going on with Harden. I see him regressing, but it don't matter. Get 3 number ones and 2 starters and our best bench player and just give them to the Nets because we need Harden so bad. He's going to change the dynamic of this team. It's not there. It's not there. Will he get better next year? Or will he continue to decline and be out the league? It's impossible right now. The way Harden is playing, it's impossible that you max this guy. You cannot do it. But if you don't do it, you then gave away players for nothing. The trade was terrible. So the Sixers are stuck.
We are. And the sad part about it is we could have gotten, I mean, the way Maxey is playing right now, the way Embiid is playing right now, we really could have went out and made some noise in the playoffs if we had upgraded and got a little better. I told you we was missing a point guard. We was missing a point guard this year. So we got that in Hart. And that's the thing. He gives us the point guard, but he's not giving us nothing else, nothing defensively. I mean, the rookie boy, Barnes, he was getting off. He was cooking all game long. It didn't matter who was on him.
Yeah. I mean, would Thibault have helped that? So if we play them, if we play them in the first round of the playoffs, what is Matisse Thybulle going to do?
Well, Matisse, he had 12 points the last game when we played Toronto. Still lost that game. And they, remind you, they were still not playing with 2 starters. 2 starters not even playing.
I know. Are they going to come back for the playoffs, though?
Yeah,
who knows? Who knows? The starters, they might they ain't been playing for a while, so they might.
No, Van Vliet, he just had this was a rest day for him. He
played Van Vliet?
Yeah.
He been playing all year?
They're not scared of the Sixers. So that's why they said we're gonna rest them because they feel that they can beat us. They match up well. They have a lot of confidence when they play us. They're very confident in playing the Sixers. This is what I've been saying all year long. Like this team, for some reason, they don't match up well. So if we won this game, we wouldn't see them at all unless they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. That means they would have to go to the Bucks and probably Miami.
See, this is my problem with the Harden trade, though. I told y'all before, Harden and Embiid on the same team, I don't know if it would be good because they both need the ball. Harden needs the ball to be effective, and Embiid needs the ball to be effective. You can't have both of them on the court at this playing they can't. And let me rephrase that. Harden can't be at his most impactful if he doesn't have the ball in his hand, if he doesn't dominate the basketball. Embiid can't be as impactful if he doesn't dominate the basketball. So how do you make these two work?
But here's the thing, Embiid is off the floor. I don't see which one getting off at all when Embiid's sitting down for them 15 minutes out the game. I don't see Harden going off. To me, that's an opportunity. Ms. Miz said Harden walk. Trade Toby, treat it as if a salary dump. We definitely got to trade Toby.
We definitely
I,
got to trade Toby, but you can't trade Toby for who you replacing him with. It depends on. You can let him walk if you can replace him with something legitimate like a Bradley Bill or a Zach LaVine. But if you can't replace him with a significant player, you can't let him walk.
So what's that? Ampu Mines, he said, is it lackluster
Good looking out,
coaching?
Ample Minds too.
Yeah,
Miss
thank.
again too. Good looking out.
He said Harden was cooking before he learned Doc's offense. So you saying, is it possible that it was Doc's offense is the reason why?
Listen, this is Doc is so confusing, right? He's confusing. Remember when Harden first came here, he wanted to keep the ball moving. Then remember, he said he want Harden to get his shot. Like, what do you want him to do? This is my problem with Morey, Doc, and the trade. If you know who you want, y'all got to sit down and make sure the thing's going to work for your team. You got to make sure it's going to work with Embiid. You got to make sure it's going to work with the players you have here. Obviously, you ain't do your homework. You know how Harden plays. He's never been a catch and shoot player his entire career. I don't know if it's the offense. I don't know if it's the offense, the way he's playing, killing Harden's game, or if it's Harden just because even when he drops to the hole, he's just no lift. His shots is short. They're getting punched. He's looking for the foul.
Yeah,
Man, it might be over for Harden. I don't know.
it's
Is he
over.
injured? Is he trying to play through the hamstring again? It's not looking good. And when it's not looking good for Harden, it's not going to look good for the Sixers because we really don't have nobody to pick up the slack. Maxey trying, but Toby is. I'm going on about this game, man. This game, we got a hard problem. I said this a couple weeks ago.
And it's true.
We have a hard problem.
So what do you do? What are you going to do now? Now that it's almost a 50-50 chance that we're going to be playing Toronto, a little over 50%. What do you do with this? Now we have a Matisse problem, a Thibault problem. He's not playing games 3 and 4. What do we do?
All right, Master Crab, let me ask you. I'll answer that question in a second. He said Harden needs to take these 2 games off, right? Is he hurt? If he's legitimately hurt, yes. If he's not hurt, then no, because he has to find his rhythm before the playoffs.
They got a week off anyway. They're going to be off for a week. They have that play-in tournament, and then after that, that's when the playoffs start. So they're going to have a week off. So I don't know at this point. I don't know what y'all want us to do. We're just struggling right now. But telling you the offensive rebounding, that's what killed us more than anything. Offensive rebounding towards the end. Did you see that play? I don't know if anybody in the chat, I remember the last play of the game when Tobias had a chance to box out and he let Siakam grab the offensive rebound and he got fouled. That was kind of how the game went. Somebody said Raptors gonna make Embiid cry again. That's hate.
Man, I mean, listen, then the bench. I mean, the bench didn't play bad, but I mean, can I pick on the bench? Yeah, but it's looking like Harden, man. I don't know. What do you do? Doc has a lot of decisions to make. He got to figure out a way. You can't go in the playoffs without getting Harden going. You have to figure out a way to get Harden going. You have to. It's imperative to this team. And by the way, this loss to the Raptors might have knocked Embiid down out of the MVP race.
It did. Because here's the thing. He needed we haven't won against a winning team, like a good team in a long time. We beat the Cavaliers, but we need a signature performance. And tonight wasn't a signature. This wasn't a signature performance at all.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
And Tobias giving us 5. He finished with 8 points.
Did you see how he got plucked? Was that the third or fourth quarter when Toby tried to go up and got plucked?
That probably was the third quarter.
Yeah, then Embiid had 5 turnovers. It's just we can go on. We can go on and on about this game, man. But I don't. If you see They did. I understand they did try to get Maxey going. I think it was like in the fourth quarter.
Yo, hit that
You
like
seen
button,
Max?
y'all. Hit that like and subscribe button.
It seemed like they did try to get Maxey going, but
Yeah.
you got to figure out a way to get him going earlier. I mean, you have to. If you see that Harden's struggling, I guess because of his assist, you want to keep the ball in his hands, but something has to be done. If
Yeah.
you seen when Maxey was trying to go, you seen Harden was feeding the ball, he's let him go. But I don't know what you do with James Harden, especially when he's on the floor. You can't hide him in the corner like
No,
Danny Green. So they got decisions to make.
but
Hold on.
he's getting the assist. That's the thing. He's getting the assist in the game. He's doing good things. He just, as a defender, he's stinging it up. And then the boy George Niang, he did some good things, but he was 3 for 7. He did a few things. And Shake did some good things on the floor. He was 3 for 4. Quirk Miles didn't give us nothing. It was just frustrating. This was a frustrating loss. Real frustrating. Can we get James Johnson? Yeah, the Raptors took the season series. They own us 3-1. So at this point, there's nothing we could do. But I told you it was a bad matchup. Wayne, here's the thing. Wayne knew that I was gonna be coming on here saying there was a bad matchup. That's why all of a sudden he was like, I ain't coming. Well,
Yeah, he ain't want to hear.
he
He ain't want to hear.
And I was like, yo, Wayne, because remember how he was so confident? He was so confident that we was gonna beat the Raptors. And I said, we can't beat the Raptors. The Raptors is a bad matchup for us.
Yeah, they are. They are. And the thing is, their confidence level now. Remember, we on our group chat, I was telling y'all today, this game right here, because of the confidence level the Raptors had, like after they did this the first time, the Raptors was talking like they want us in the playoffs. They want Philly in the playoffs. They believe they can beat us. I said, listen, this game right here, the Sixers have to stump the Raptors and stump all the confidence out of them
Yep.
about playing us. And you know what they did today? They actually boosted their
They
confidence.
gave him more confidence.
They boosted their confidence. That's not a good look. It's not a good look coming in. So this ain't looking good. We right now, Bede is 1, Maxey is 2. I don't even know who 3. I don't know who 3 right now. I can't say it's hard. And Toby has to go. So
Yeah.
Toby is so erratic. It's frustrating. It's ridiculous. You got to figure out. Man, the way Danny Green played tonight, does Thibault get all the minutes? Does Thibault take all his minutes? Do you make Thibault come off? Well, you need some spark off the bench, so Danny got to come off the bench. But the way Danny played tonight, the way he was stroking tonight, now you got to figure out how to keep him in the rotation, split minutes between him and Thibault.
Because what the thing is, we needed Tobias tonight. It's usually like we may not need him all the time, but we needed him to just have a great game, to step up, to do something, and he just couldn't step. He gave me 8. You're starting forward, whether you're going to be the small or power. You're starting forward gave you 8 points in a game that you needed, and stepped up when you know that you was down a man, and he gave us 8 points. That's it.
But listen, hats off to Siakam now. He was killing Tobias.
Siakam
Every time he seen Tobias, his eyes got green.
Siakam was cooking. He took 28 shots. He scored 37 points. He had a triple-double courtesy of Tobias.
And to make it even worse, he shot 50% and was 1 from 7 from 3.
Yeah, he was
1 from 7 from 3 and still shot 50%.
Nah.
That's crazy. That's
the
crazy.
boy Boucher almost got knocked out the game.
Yeah. So listen, it was this is a bad loss. This is a bad loss heading into the playoffs. If we done the first round, if we don't get out the first round, heads are gonna roll.
Who should go?
Starting with Doc and Maurice.
Maury got to go, and Doc being so stubborn in his ways. I like Doc, but if you're gonna be that stubborn and not develop your talent, but be honest with you, it's mad to go back to more again. We're not athletic like these teams. Like we don't match up athletically against the Toronto Raptors. They are a very athletic team.
I think we talked about Paul Reed earlier. I think Paul Reed did. I give it against somebody else. I think Paul Reed did well in his limited minutes. He did come up, like I said, he came in. He like a turnover or two in the beginning. He lost the ball out of bounds, and he had a turnover that led to a layup. But he did some good stuff. Paul Reed had in his, I think he played 11 minutes. He had 5 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 for 2. 7 rebounds in 11 minutes, and Tobias had 7 rebounds in 38 minutes. So
that don't make no sense.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But my problem is, Doc, you should have been getting this dude warmed up. You should have been letting him play. You should have been giving him minutes. That way, when he comes in, he's not rushing. He's already relaxed. He comes in, he knows what he has to do. But you not giving him minutes the whole year for some reason. These guys in the doghouse, when you need guys that can rebound, you need guys that can run the floor. You need athletic guys like Paul Reed to be able to play for you. But no, you keep him in the doghouse. You play the Tobies, and guys like that. So, Toby's first, so you got to play him. But you play Korkmazes and Shakes and
that is crazy.
Everybody else.
He really Tobias Harris making $180 million, has 7 rebounds, 8 points. Paul Reed making like $1 million, had 7 rebounds, 5 points.
Right. So you could see Wayne face after the defeat. Yeah, Wayne ain't want to face the music.
Wayne told me he had a headache. That's what he said. I got a headache.
That loss gave him a headache. That loss gave him a headache, man. And the thing could be up. What was the score? Like 17-2 in the first quarter. I knew it was too good to be true, man. It was good to be true.
I knew they was going to
come back.
That's why I didn't get hyped.
I know. I knew he was going to come back too. That's just the team we do. That's what we do. That's what we do.
That's why there was no way that I was with her. I was just like, you know what, this is what it is. But this was a frustrating loss because we needed this win.
Yeah, did we need to get in the playoffs? No, we didn't need to get in the playoffs. But
we needed not to play this team next week in about a week because the playoffs. When do the playoffs actually begin? Next Thursday, Friday?
I don't know, but
the season is over on Sunday. Then they're gonna have that little play-in tournament, and then once the play-in tournament is over, then the series begin. So we got 2 games. We finish up with the Pacers and Detroit. Those is pretty much guaranteed wins, even though Detroit beat us last time. But I feel that we can beat them at home.
Listen, I'm not. Don't see. I would like for him. I know. I don't want to sound like I'm ripping Embiid, right? Please don't sound like I'm ripping Embiid, but I would like to see him get more than 10 rebounds too, especially when we were struggling on the rebound end. You know what I mean? It's like offensive rebounds. They had 12. They had 12 offensive rebounds. He had 10 total boards. I would like to see him get a little more, especially the way this team was offensive rebounding and getting the putback. But once again, that's asking a lot out of a man that does everything on the basketball court. Scores, plays defense, and he rebounds, gives assists, block shots. So, is it asking too much? I don't know, but he could use somebody to help him now. He could use Toby to do a little more rebound. He could use Harden to do a little more rebound. But tonight, nobody really stepped up.
Yeah. So I think the only way we can move into that 3rd seed, the way it's looking like, is we need Boston to lose against Memphis. Their last game is against Memphis Grizzlies. That's on but Memphis has nothing to play for on Sunday. That's the only thing. So it's gonna be Boston at Memphis. If Boston lose that game and we win our final 2, then we can move into the 3rd spot.
Boston just lost to Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, they lost to Milwaukee, so we both got the same amount of losses. But
So are we gonna be resting? What do you think we're gonna be doing? Are we gonna try to rest players, rest Embiid, rest Harden? Is he hurt? What is I gotta look and see what Doc was saying in the press conference.
do you really want to rest him? If it's a chance you get that third seed, are you resting people?
Is it better to get do you want to play for a seed, or do you want to be healthy going to playoff, especially if Harden is supposedly
There will
hurt?
be no playoffs if we be out of. If we're playing Toronto, I don't see us winning that series. To be honest with you, if we do, I'll be shocked. But if you get that third seed, you're going up against either Cleveland or Chicago.
Yeah.
So,
Listen, but why do we? Yes, we beat Cleveland. Yes, Chicago is like 2-20 against teams with playoff teams, but playoffs is a little different animal. I understand you understand that playoffs, the game slows down. Chicago has guys that can make shots in the half court.
Chicago they beat one team with a winning record. Like they like 114.
I understand that. But
and they still have injuries. The Melo Ball is out. He's not playing anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm saying in the playoffs, though, you really game plan for a team. During the regular season, they don't really game plan for these teams. They go out, they play. Playoffs, you game plan for a team. It's a little different. It's a little different atmosphere. So I know we want Chicago because they can't. We
want Chicago.
I'd rather have Cleveland. To be honest with you, not Chicago.
I'll take Cleveland too, but you'll get either one.
Any of the teams. Not even Chicago, because you got dudes on there that can get hot and really kill you. The Sixers, do we have that? We got Joel Embiid, but they have two guys that can get really hot and kill you. Maxey has shown it in spurts, but he hasn't shown it consistently enough. That's just my opinion.
All right, before we get out of here, just real quick, the board, everybody got mad at Dr. J earlier this week because he said something about Embiid is playing really well, and he hopes that he is the MVP, but he believes that Joker probably deserve it only because Joker numbers are better than they were last year, and so people got mad at Doc. What do you think? What do you think about that? You think Doc was hating?
Yeah, man. Listen, you supposed to be Philly, man. This is what you represent. You don't ever. I can't ever think of somebody, an old player from Denver, saying some nonsense like that. I don't know. I don't. Nah, I don't agree with that at all.
He wasn't. But he wasn't. He said Embiid's his guy. He said he's his guy. But he gave an honest assessment. And you can't lie about the numbers. If you look at Joker numbers, you can't. And granted, Embiid is my MVP as well. But the way he assessed it, I don't see that it was a little hate, but it was real. It was a real.
Ain't that the same guy that say you can find 50 Allen Iversons at any basketball court in the hood?
He said that about 20 years ago. That was hate, but he did say it.
Exactly. I just think, man, you supporting that way. Say you had a voter that was a little torn, and they hear Doc and be like, well, even Doc from the Sixers said he would give it, so they go ahead and give it to Joker. Listen, is Joker deserving of it? Yeah, so they're both deserving of it. Yeah, it's not like everybody likes bringing up. At least Wayne, I know he brought up Steve Nash and Kobe.
Yeah,
it's not even that way at all. Joker putting up numbers.
He is.
He's actually doing it. So
I mean, assists.
Listen, would I get mad if Joker got it? No. Didn't Joker win it last year or the year before? He won it one year.
Last year, he's the reigning MVP.
Right. Would I get mad if he won it? No. Could they say, all right, since Joker won it last year, maybe slide to Embiid? They could, but to me, it could go either way. It could depend on who you like. To me, I think Embiid is a little more dominant than Joker as far as scoring and the paint and all that. He's a little more dominant. Joker does a little more as far as the passing thing, stuff like that. But then Embiid does more on the defensive end as far as block shots and stuff. So
yeah,
it can go either way.
All right. Unfortunately, tonight it went the wrong way. We went Toronto. I mean, should there be any backlash though for Thibault? Should he receive any criticism for making a personal choice at this point? I know we addressed it earlier, but he's not going to be there. So, like, is it okay? Like, how do you feel about that?
Is it okay to criticize? I mean, we all can have our opinion, but
Do
at the
you
end of the
think
day, it's that man's decision.
him not playing and it's hurting will hurt the team because he's our starter? You
It is
find
gonna hurt the team, but the team will have to deal with it. And as long as he went there, express himself to the team. Listen, this is my decision. I did this. As everybody's okay with it. Other players got to step up.
crazy thing is this is the reason why Harden left Brooklyn because of an unvaccinated player.
Ah,
And the same things happen all over again. All right, y'all. Thanks for rocking out with us. Thanks for showing up, even though some people decided not to show up. But
yeah, man.
unfortunately,
Man, team.
Sixers didn't show up. They lost 119-114 in Toronto. We'll be back Saturday after. We got an early game Saturday afternoon at 1:00. We play the Pacers. We should win that, and then Sunday we finish up the season against Detroit at home and Philly. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hit that like, comment, subscribe button. We'll check y'all out on our next podcast.
Later.